Hey guys, what's up? Happy Dr. Martin Luther King Day. So today I want to share with you 5 quotes that you can use in your own life as a creative person trying to be brave and go after the things that you want. If you guys know me and you follow me on Instagram, you know that I love inspiring quotes. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. had the best inspiring quotes. So today's video is really inspired by him, his speeches, his way that he was able to communicate, the way that he was able to create change by inspiring people with his ideas. So Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was an amazing person, as you know. He was a great American and he created a really positive change. He risked his life for what he believed in. So let me tell you a few of the amazing things that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. did. In 1954, he assumed the pastorate in Montgomery, Alabama. Only a month later, Rosa Parks decided not to give up her seat to a white passenger. And at the time, there was segregated seating on the buses. So the community leaders got together and decided to do a boycott of the public transit system. So they found that to be successful and they decided to start the Montgomery Improvement Association. So they elected Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. to be the president. After that, they continued a peaceful boycott of the bus transit system. And 2 years after that, the Supreme Court overturned segregation on the bus systems. So that was a huge victory in the dream for making people equal. But even though Dr. Martin Luther King faced opposition, he had a bomb thrown on his porch, he had death threats, he was beaten, he was stabbed, he was thrown in jail, but he never gave up on his dream. He was able to lead over 250,000 people on a peaceful march in Washington, D.C. He was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for his work. His speeches are lauded as some of the best speeches in American history. Through his work through the civil rights movement, he was able to create a lot of change. He sacrificed everything and he believed in this dream even until the day he died. So today as artists, we still have a lot of things that we need to fight for, even in the arena of equality still. And I want to show you 5 quotes from Dr. Martin Luther King that I hope will inspire you today as you do your work as a creative. Faith is taking the first step even when you can't see the whole staircase. I love this quote so much. We know that faith is believing in things that you can't see. And it's so true, because how many of you guys want to see everything before you start a project? You want to know that it's going to be successful before you even put the energy in trying. But there is something about faith, believing that this is what you're supposed to do and taking those steps to make it happen. And a lot of times it just takes that first step before the doors open and you see what you're supposed to do next. And it takes the next step before you see, oh, what I'm supposed to do next. The vision that you have on the first step might expand and evolve as you get to the 3rd step, then the 5th step, and so on and so on. While we were going through these steps, we are also changing, we're also growing, we're also building character. So as we're changing on the inside and we're taking these steps on the outside, we're being prepared to be the type of people that can make it to the top of the staircase. Our lives begin to end the day we become silent about the things that matter. So at that time, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was really talking to his white brothers and sisters about not staying silent about this topic of racism in America. And we can see sometimes that happens today as well. It feels like abandonment or betrayal and things like that. But I want to encourage you in your own life that on the things that really matter, don't be afraid to speak up. Don't be silent, because your purpose is intertwined in those hard places, the places that really burden you, the places that get your emotions all tied up. I would encourage you to start exploring those places. They might be connected to your purpose. They might be connected to the things you're supposed to do and the things you're supposed to create and the change that you're supposed to make. Keep speaking out, to keep creating, to keep exploring, even though it's hard. Because those are the times when you feel depressed or oppressed or despondent or hopeless. It's those times when you start giving up and you stop fighting and you stop fighting those goals and the things that are important to you. Only in the darkness can we see the stars. I think that this is a beautiful quote. When you think about it, during our hardest times, we see who our friends are. We see what really matters. I like to think about the night sky a lot. I love the night sky, about it being like this big dark blanket and the stars being these pinholes in the blanket, and thinking like above this blanket is all this light and this beauty and this perfection, and that we are those little lights. And when we can kind of move out of the way, we can let that light shine through. We can let go of fear and anger and our ego and pride. Then that's when we can really allow that light to shine into the world, because we're supposed to be salt and light in this world. So I want to encourage you, when things seem dark and when they seem like bleak, don't give up hope. Don't give up faith. But that's when the light shines the brightest, is in the darkness. I want you to remember that. No person has the right to rain on your dreams. When it feels like people are raining on your dreams and trying to discourage you, they don't have a right to. They have a right to their opinion, their right to, speak. But when it comes to your dreams, you've got to hold tight to them. I have to remember a lot of times when I share an idea with someone, they don't have the same background, the same education, the same experience that I do when it comes to creating stories, film, plays, and those types of things, because they can't really see it the way I see it. They can't really see the thing I'm dreaming about the way that I can. So the same thing for you, is you have this dream and you see it and people are raining on it and they're putting you down and calling you crazy or whatever. Just try to remember that they can't really see what's going on in your head. So yeah, take counsel, take advice, do your research, all of that stuff. Find your target audience, whatever you need to do. But if that's all in place and that's all good, just remember that your dream matters. And at that time, Dr. Martin Luther King had a dream that was crazy to people, that little black girls and boys could hold hands with little white girls and boys. I mean, everything was segregated. But today, it seems ridiculous to think that you couldn't go to a movie theater because of the color of your skin, or drink out of a water fountain, or even go to a certain school because of the color of your skin. It seems crazy and ridiculous. And so his dream didn't make sense to people, and it scared people, and he died for this dream. But thanks to the work he did and many, many others, today his dream is a reality. The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. really stood behind his words, didn't he? He stood up in moments of conflict and controversy until his life was taken from him. It changed the world. It really mattered. And I want to encourage you to find the thing in your life that helps you to be bold and be brave in the times of controversy. Things that matter so much to you that you can stand up when it's hard. With our work as artists and creatives, we have the ability and the privilege to use a tool like art and kind of move past the walls and judgments and fears of people, because storytelling really does that. Storytelling kind of engages people's souls, and it engages the part of us that's actually unified, I had this pastor, he passed away, my first pastor when I moved to Indiana. He talked about Lightseed. He was a really prolific and profound artist himself, and he would talk about Lightseed, that if someone's wearing armor, but there's cracks in the armor, and that our art is like little seeds of light that can actually get through the armor. And the work that we do, whether you're a filmmaker, a storyteller, a dancer, an artist, a painter, a graphic designer, whatever it is, like your work can actually move people and move their emotions and help them to really connect with your message and what you're trying to say. And I think it's a beautiful tool and a wonderful privilege. So I want to encourage you to use your art in areas that are controversial and really hard to speak to, That is something that's a gift. So I would be the first person to want everyone to sit around holding hands singing Kumbaya, but the way that we get there sometimes is kind of hard, and sometimes it means speaking out, and sometimes it means helping people see different perspectives, and I love that I get to do that through storytelling. I hope that all of these quotes were inspirational to you. I hope that it helped you out somehow. I hope that you think about them in those moments when you're frustrated or feeling down. I hope that you have a great Dr. Martin Luther King's Day, and I will talk to you next week. Bye. Oh my gosh, my battery died, my card was full. I had to record this video several times, but that just makes me believe that this stuff, someone needs to hear it. So I hope that you heard it. Coffee.